For the latest top tips, reviews and advice, please subscribe below.
Hello, welcome to Attwoolls Camping and Leisure with me, Mike. Today I'm giving you guys a review on a camper product. So this here is the Kampa Brean 4 Air Classic. So they make a Brean 4 Air, but it's the classic model. So this is the poly cotton rather than the polyester version of the tent. It's a really nice tent. Yet again, perfect probably for couples because you've got sort of it doesn't take up a huge amount of area, as you can see, but you've got sleeping, a decent sort of living area, and like a nice little brow canopy, all in, for a very good price. And yeah, again, because it's poly cotton, it's very breathable. So, difference between the polyester version, poly cotton, it's a better fabric. It's more traditional, like your cotton canvas years gone by. So your Guadalupes from Cabanon, or your, Maréchals and that sort of stuff. So, what actually happens? It reacts with the temperature. So on a warmer day, the weave actually opens up and allows air to pass through it, making it a lot cooler on the inside. And then on the flip side, that when it's actually colder, the weave stays tight and keeps the warmth in there. So the one thing is, the internal temperature we will see, and when you go inside the tent, it's drastically cooler than it would be in a polyester. So certainly, if you're going across to Europe and to sort of France, Portugal, and Spain, you will really need to go for a poly cotton tent rather than polyester. Saying that, even in the UK, we'll notice quite a significant difference between a polyester and a poly cotton. Also, things like the lifespan of a tent is a lot longer, so you get more durability out of it. And actually things like it's quieter in the winds, because it's not sort of synthetic flapping around. So personally, I'm a massive fan of poly cotton just because it does everything you want it to do, and it still dries not nearly as quick as a polyester, but better than a proper full-on cotton tent. Beautiful big PVC windows to get plenty of light inside of there, and you've got curtains on the inside, which I'll show you in a second when you want to have your privacy. Yet again, it's a very simple pegging system that they colour coordinate it for you as well. So you've got sort of like a webbing strap, which is basically like a blue webbing strap there. So you peg that out first, pump it up, and then guide it out. And the guiding points are basically something they've taken off their awning collection. So one point here will only pull the tent out of the base, but then you can do the guide rope at the same time. So it just means less pegs, quicker to go up. Obviously, the quicker it goes up, the more you're likely to use it for a weekend. So something like this you could quite happily use for a weekend, just because, it only took me about 10 minutes to put the whole thing up. And you can obviously check out our pitching and patching videos that we do. So again, Attwoolls offers a sort of insight how easy it really is to put this up. One thing is, like I say, with poly cotton, you need to weather it before you go away anyway, but have a look at our sort of instructions about what you need to do before a tent goes. But nice model. You've got, again, a nice sort of aluminium pole at the front there, just nice lightweight, gives you the ability of standing underneath it quite happily. And what I'll talk about in a second on the front part is basically the position of the door and a few more key features on the inside. It's a model we should be displaying at our indoor showroom in Gloucestershire, so by all means come along and come and see it up and come and feel it and seal the canvas and have a good idea of what it's actually about. But I think for the price point that it's at, I think it's a very impressive model. Yet again, with extra well thought out ideas like ventilation panels and easy accessible air tubes, I think it's a really impressive model. But we'll talk a bit more about the ins and outs features of it as we go inside. So let's have a look. So now we're inside the Brean 4 Classic Air. You can kind of get a bit more better feel of how it's all laid out. So obviously you've got a nice big porch door here with a good canopy, which allows you to have a nice flat physical door, which when you go on the inside makes it feel more roomy, because you find with slanting fronts you actually lose an awful lot of space at the bottom, whereas this, being more upright and say being 6'2", can stand up in here, is a really nice model to go for. You've got a nice ventilation panel at the top here to help with circulation of air, and I said there is an extra canopy you can buy if you want to make it bigger and more open, so that's always worth consideration. You've got your box standard door which zips on there to make it enclosed, and say you've got a nice no step into the actual tent as well, so there's no lip or anything, so it's a nice flat entrance, and you can actually sort of again toggle that up just to make that just so, and make it all sealed up and nice and waterproof. Generally, as I said, head height's pretty good inside of here, and you can see beautiful big PVC windows to get plenty of light in here, but there's actually zip up and down curtains, so when you want to get your privacy, you can obviously do so as well, and it works quite well actually, that you've got sort of the comparison of light, and also at the end of the night when you have it all closed up, you've got your darkness, and you can, with the zips, you can actually again obviously sort of push it kind of halfway and make it a bit more neater job. and all it does is quite simply just rolls up and just toggles into a little pocket and keeps it all out of the way. So it's very quick and easy to put the whole thing up, and you've got an extra supporting beam located just here on the classic model, just to give you a bit more rigidity, and obviously that is going to help make it look just puckered with keeping the roofs nice and tight, but also a bit more stability on that side as well. So really impressive on that extra little feature. Inside the tent, so middle-wise, standing up is pretty good. In the corners it does get a bit more cramped, but then again, you know, this is probably ideally meant for a couple away for a weekend or a small family, just who wants somewhere to sleep, a bit of living area, but wants to, you know, knows their material, knows what they want to have with the polycotton material. Nice big PVC window on the side here as well as a nice ventilation panel at the top, yet again to help with circulation of air, to keep it nice, fresh air inside against condensation. In the back you've got obviously a nice inner bedroom, and it's actually sort of a 2 and a 2. It's got a zip divider between the two sections to make it sort of feel like a completely separate inner bedrooms, but you can actually zip that all back, have it as one big 4-berth bedroom, and it's just then open to everyone else. So again, like I said, ideally for couples, you get a nice big bed in there, chuck it sideways or whatever you need to do, you know, have a sort of side table each, you know, it's a bit more of a glamping kind of style. In here you've got sort of storage pockets again, so you can quite happily organise bits and bobs, and because, you know, you maybe haven't got a massive amount of room in the sort of living area, it just helps to keep things neat and tidy and not cluttered up. And same sort of thing in here, you've got storage pockets which you can quite happily put, you know, a book or torch into, ready for, you know, when you need it at that moment in time. A big door on the side here with also a ventilation, so you've got a mesh door as well, to again help with circulation, and it's just, again, open it up, it kind of opens it to the elements. You can quite happily sit in here with a chair and feel quite comfortable, to be fair. You've got cable entry points also located down the bottom here, as well as one on the other side as well. So it doesn't matter when you've got mains hookup, you can sort of get it from either side without having to sort of trail the cable all the way around the tent. And yet again, you've got hanging points for lanterns, not only above by the bedrooms, but also by the front door as well. And both points have little Velcro tabs, so you can actually put the cable for a mains light down the side and out towards the mobile mains sort of entry point. But one thing you also got as well, which is quite nice, is the Velcro system here. So this Velcro is specifically stitched into the tent to make sure you can, if you want to, you can buy Kampa's own Flexi Saber lights. So they just Velcro in. And the joys of those actually in a tent sort of this small and compact is that it doesn't take any headroom up, because obviously a lantern, if you had to put it in, would take up that much. Whereas a flat Saber light works quite nicely, and you can actually add two together. So you can buy a starter kit, which will put one in there, and an add-on which will interconnect into that one, and you have them both running simultaneously with a dimmer switch and all that. I think it just takes up it gives you good ample amount of light inside your tent, but it's not compromising you on space. So I think that's a really nice feature probably to go for when you buy this particular tent. Overall, really impressive with the model. Like I said, it's for what you pay for what you get for. I think it's very good value for money. And certainly, like I said, if you're the people who know their polycottons and know their canvases and wants that, you know, that security and also durability, I think really the Brean Classic is a really nice model to go for, especially in this brand new kind of grey colour rather than sort of sandy yellow. It's a model that in some way or another will be on our display showroom up in our Gloucester branch. It's definitely worth probably popping in and seeing it and getting a bit more of a feel for how it's laid out, or maybe the height. But yeah, really positive model from Kampa, and that's the Kampa Brean 4 Air Classic.